hear you're ready for your dose of reality.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Dr. Quack podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Quack.
And this is how respectful you are. And I'm the important one, Mr. Mayhem. We're at the end of the second round. This is bracket C and D of the tournament that never was. I expected a little more class out of you, but I give up. I don't know what it is that you have against clothing that actually looks right, but I don't know what it is.
You don't like the skull? You don't like the ghost? You don't like that kind of deal?
This is a tournament about people who should have been world champion, not people whose careers died.
Well, some of them are in here, so. Welcome to round 2 of bracket C and D here.
Yeah, this is the last round where we're going to have a full 7 days of voting. Starting next Monday, we're going to be down into, 32? It's going to be the next number. So we're going to cut the voting amount time down as well, because you already should know who it is. You should already kind of have an idea of who you want to see move forward. So we're going to cut the time back to 3 days, I think, is what we're going to be going with.
That is what we're going with.
So since he was unprepared, he can't dress right, he's unprepared. The important one, who's always prepared, has the list of here's who's coming up in bracket C and D. Mm-hmm. So are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready, sir. You go ahead.
All right, so we're going to start right off with a really good match here. Nikita Koloff and David Von Erich.
Oh, man. Wow. That is going to be a tough one there. I mean, you got Nikita Koloff with his clothesline. You got Von Erich with his strong clothesline. I mean, wow.
Yeah, and then David Von Erich, don't forget the claw as well.
Yes.
So this is going to be a really, really tight match. And I'm looking forward to this one. This is one I think I'm really going to enjoy.
Yeah, make sure you go out there and vote.
All right, next up, Bam Bam Bigelow and Dino Bravo. Whoo!
I mean, you got the Canadian strongman, the powerhouse, the one who lifted 714 pounds.
712.
Oh, 12, that's right, yeah, 12. Going against the Beast of the East, man.
Yeah, and his lifting partner is going to be coming up later on in this tournament as well.
Oh, my God. I'm telling you, make sure you go out and vote for that one. We'll see who has the advantage.
Yeah, well, speaking of that, we're going to go with Jesse Ventura and Fit Finley.
Jesse the Body over here. Mr. Predator is going to be taking on Fit Finley, one of the roughest guys in the ring, physicality-wise.
Yep, and Jesse Ventura. So this is going to be a great match. I don't want to knock Jesse Ventura here. We're having a little fun at his expense because of Dino Bravo and the lifting thing, but both these guys are very, very tough men, and it'll be really interesting to see who comes out on top.
And he was in tag teams, don't forget that.
Moving on, we got Stevie Richards and Owen Hart.
Woo! See, there we go. Good technician match here. This is really, going to be good to watch here. You're wanting to see Owen Hart, who some most argue should have been a champion, and, Stevie Richards out here leading the Blue World Order.
It'll be really, really interesting to see. Stevie Richards was kind of a goofy guy, kind of got saddled with some bad gimmicks, but very, very good technician in the ring. Next up, we've got Wade Barrett, or Bad News Barrett, and Road Warrior Hawk.
Ooh, I got some bad news for you. Oh, my God. Wade Barrett, now he's a quality wrestler, but you're talking about one half of the Road Warriors. This is going to be a tough matchup.
And I think Barrett was his own worst enemy, not his wrestling skills. He kind of had a lackluster wrestling career, but it wasn't because he couldn't go in the ring.
Ooh, God, make sure you go out and vote on this.
All right, we got a nice old school match here. Pat Patterson and Maniac Matt Bourne, or Doink the Clown, however you remember it.
So the first ever Intercontinental Champion taking on a man of 1,000 gimmicks, but considered to be one of the toughest people.
Oh, definitely.
With that whoopee cushion or that northern exposure, I'm telling you, he is definitely, don't underestimate him.
The less about Big Josh, the more about Maniac Batborn, the better.
Yes.
All right, moving on next. Kamala, the Ugandan Giant, and Shane Douglas.
Ooh, and I'm telling you, Kamala pulled the upset there. I really felt like this was an upset, beating Ultimo Dragon out there, getting in the tiebreak, and he's going to fight the franchise Shane Douglas, unrecognized world champion at ECW. This is a contrast to styles.
Oh yeah, definitely. This match here, Shane Douglas has been known to be one of those guys who do really well against larger opponents because he was deceptively strong. He was like Harley Race. You know, Harley Race had body slam Andre the Giant. I think Shane Douglas could have done it as well.
Very well, possibly so. He was a big one. Make sure you go out and vote on that.
All right, this will be kind of a fun match here. Conan and adorable Adrian Adonis, or the tough man Adrian Adonis, whichever you'd like.
Ooh, good night, Irene here.
Yes.
Versus La Viva La Raza.
Yeah, Conan was a lackluster star here in the United States, but he was a big deal in Mexico. He was huge. And this would be a really, really interesting match. I think if Adrian Adonis' body would have started to fall apart on him, I think he might have been in consideration for some world championship runs. His body just kind of fell apart, and then he became adorable Adrian, and then unfortunately he did die a few years later from a tragic car accident.
Yeah.
So moving on, we've got Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Tully Blanchard.
Woo. See, that would be a classic there. I mean, Duggan, known for his power and his fists very much, and you get to take on the technician, Tully Blanchard.
Yes, and Tully Blanchard, like Larry Zbyszko, made famous the stall opening, the stall tactic. I think that would work against Duggan. So it would be interesting what you guys think, though. Let us know. Does Duggan just come exploding out of the blocks, or does Tully outsmart him? Be interesting to see.
Yeah, make sure you vote. Who we got next?
Lance Storm and the Big Boss Man.
Cobb County, Georgia over there. Got the boss man going against Canada's own there, Lance Storm.
Two guys that had a serious look about them all the time. They never looked like they were having fun, although they both claimed they enjoyed their wrestling careers tremendously.
Yeah, I mean, coming out of Stu Hart's dungeon, you know, with Lance Storm, this is going to be a good match.
I agree with that. This would be a fun match too, I think, because these two guys would like out dry each other, and that would be really funny to see.
Yeah.
All right, coming up next, this is if there's ever been a Clash of Style match, this one is it. Hillbilly Jim and Raven.
Wow, folks, see, we voted that there, didn't we? Yeah, I mean, what about me? What about Raven?
Yeah, and don't go messing with the guy that suplexed a tire. Be a really interesting match. We joke a little bit here again. We have a little bit of fun. For those of you that watch our podcast, we although we're serious about our wrestling, we don't take our wrestling too serious. We can have a little fun. Hillbilly Jim was a little bit of a goofy gimmick, but as Harley Davidson, he was a double tough man.
Yeah, he was. And don't forget Raven, holding the record, I think, 26-time hardcore champion.
26, 27, something like that.
Up there.
Time. All right, next up, we've got Gino Hernandez and The Godfather.
Woo! See, Godfather, man, outside of this, you know, he's known for his fists very well, you know, in that Tough Enough competition that he almost won.
Yeah, he almost won. Plus, he's also a bouncer and an owner of multiple gentlemen's clubs. So he works and lives a tough environment all the time.
And going against another tough guy, Gino Hernandez, for sure.
Yeah, Gino Hernandez, he may have been the handsome half-breed, but he was another one that he lived a very tough life. And unfortunately, his life kind of caught up with him, and he passed away way too young. But this would be two tough men going at it. This would be a class. We always have that one match and just be a great fight. This is the great fight.
Yeah, I'm telling you. What else you got there?
We got the one that has another kind of a little bit of an upset. Tito Santana and Spike Dudley.
Woo, see, Spike Dudley, he was the ultimate upset. He got into the second round. I looked at you and I said, there's no way he's getting into the second round.
You
and
did.
Sure enough.
You did.
Wow, man, good job, Spike. taking on one of my favorites, one of the people I've met in my life, Tito Santana. Arriba!
It'll be it'll be interesting. This match I don't think would be a very long match because these guys known for putting it away quick and early.
Yes.
So it would be who makes the mistake to get put away early in this match. You let us know who it is.
The flying forearm there, taking on the Dudley Death Drop.
All right, Badass Billy Gunn and Ted DiBiase.
This is a good one. Billy Gunn got by on a tie break there, beating Ole Anderson. DiBiase, he got there, and many consider one of the favorites. This is definitely going to be a great matchup.
Yeah, this is gonna be a tough fight. Our guard dog, we apologize. Our guard dog is having a little fun
She
here.
is.
So she's having a good time. But yeah, this match is gonna be. This will be a really, really tough match. All right, we got two more. We got Jake the Snake Roberts against Christopher Daniels.
Ooh, see, Christopher Daniels, I remember from the Super 8 tournament, and of course Jake the Snake. Who doesn't know Jake the Snake? He's like Santa Claus. Everybody does.
That's true. In some ways, in more ways than one. But Jake Roberts, Chris Daniels, two guys that really work the mental side of wrestling would be really interesting to see.
Yeah, and what else you got there,
And
Skippy?
this is our last match, and I think this is the match that's going to be the tiebreaker match.
Uh-huh.
Al Snow against Magnum TA.
Oh my goodness. See, I'm excited for this because Magnum TA, a lot of people said if he would have, kept wrestling, he would have been world champion. And then you got Al Snow, who is considered one of the smartest men in the business.
Yes, he's another one of those that gets made fun of a lot of in wrestling, but OVW, he was training people like Batista, like Devon Dudley when he was getting ready to do his singles career.
Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar, Shelton Benjamin. All these guys were trained by Al Snow.
Yeah, I had a great hand in it. Even Randy Orton.
Randy Orton as well, yeah. He spent a lot of time building a lot of big stars.
Yeah.
Down in OVW. So Al Snow's a very, very smart man, and Magnum TA, basically if a car accident wouldn't have taken him out, he was supposed to be a world champion multiple times. In fact, Ric Flair was even willing to do the honors for him. So this is going to be the match, I think, that comes down to coin flip.
Yep, and there you go, folks. All 16 from bracket C and D. Make sure you go out there and vote and check it out. I'm your host, Dr. Quack.
And I'm the important one, Mr. Mayhem, reminding you, make sure you vote. We want to know who you think is going to be the champion that never was.
And I'm out.